Welcome back, everybody. So, the schizophrenic, psychopathic,
There's
narcissistic scammer scum on earth, Sethikus Boza is back. And this comeback, he was hiding in a hole. And let me show you the state of this comeback for a second, and then we will get. This time, I'm prepared for this comeback. Last time, he was able to fool me and scam me. So this comeback, who hides behind women, old hags. He hides behind old hags
No, no.
to protect
yeah, you'd
him.
have to go up.
He hide behind other men, grown men, to save him. The scumbag is running his mouth again. So I'm going to play two videos. I will leave their link on the description also or comment somewhere. Freemasonry from darkness to light. This one. And there's another video. Dragon bloodline and the serpent seed. This is another. Okay. So there are other videos also, as he's going to run his mouth now because he thinks that he has understood and he can flip things with his word salad. See, there will always be stupid people who fall for this whole shit. Okay, so I'm not creating these videos to protect those people. Nobody can protect those people. They will reap whatever they are sowing right now, and what they follow, it will follow them throughout the history, throughout the remaining of their life. It will follow their family members, neighbors, whoever they are going to come in contact with. They will pay the price for such people, and they cannot be saved. They cannot be protected, and in fact, nobody should protect those people. So I'm not creating these videos for those comebacks. I'm creating this video, one last video for, because this comeback, he's running his mouth again, and he thinks that he can still play his game. This comeback does not know what I know now. Okay, so this last video to expose this comeback. By the way, this comeback did not just scam me. By the way, and I'm not the one who's exposing him. This the thing is, I'm the person who has fought his fight for the longest, 6.5 years. This comeback has scammed a lot of people. They have exposed. Some of them have exposed. Some of them have become crazy, because what this comeback does is he destroy his victims completely. There are emails to back this, his emails, his videos, his screenshots. But the thing is, like, what went between me and this comeback when he was talking with me, if I'm going to expose this, he is going to pull things out of context. He will, like, let me show you a demo what this comeback does. Let me show you his cowardice, by the way. Lord Osiron. Okay, and I'm not going to play his video. Everybody has seen that video. I'm going to show the evidence of this comeback. Here's the video. Let's see if those links are still working. And there are links of evidence. Evidence 1, evidence 2, evidence 3. Okay, let's see this comeback's commentary here. Bullshitter Boza. Okay, I'm not going to waste a lot of time, just a little bit. This Sethikus Bozas. Can you see this name? This is his DM. Okay, runes are not a modern system, man. I don't know where you are even getting that idea from. So when this comeback is wrong, when this comeback is exposed, he tried to create. There's a thing called crazy making in narcissists, psychopaths. So they don't take any accountability, anything. I don't know what just happened. with this. Okay, let's continue that journey. If you can't have a public discussion, this is Lord of Syrian. I don't. Something just happened. Why did this thing become like that? If you can't have a public discussion on your own post, on your own claim, I'm not going. I'm not doing it here. So what this comeback does is he's a different thing behind the scenes in his DMs, and he's different in front of camera to fool people. Everything about this comeback is a theater play. He says one thing in front of camera, he does something else in front of camera, then he lie about things, then he revert these things. Like this comeback was teaching me this thing. Okay, so I've already looked into all of these things, man. It's not a slight. I just don't want to get into debates on a post. This Boza, he don't want to get into debates. I don't have time. I have been in study for years to all of this. So this is how he gaslight people. He's doing something in front of people. When people catch him, he start to rant like this. He start to create this bullshit as if it mean anything. I have been into studies for years. Who gives a fuck? Who the fuck are you? Okay. So when you catch these comebacks, that's how these comebacks gaslight. Timelines have been fucked with hard. As to my experience, so has history and all that most think. That is why I message you and other directly. Is there is some sort of discrepancy? I'm watching this right now as Arthur's, and he started to send weird random stuff to people. I mentioned Wilson and Blackett in the segment. I did as well. Going to have to take my time with this video. I'm very busy over here. He's busy. This comeback is busy. And watch how many uh, messages he's going to drop here. So he's busy. Timelines are fucked with. There's some other excuse, something else. Gaslighting, denial, lie, everything. That's how he generates. And the reason for me to create this, to pull this thing, no, I simply don't have time to debate on a post like I said, man, and you don't have to believe anything I share. He has time to do all this garbage, hours of these essays he's writing here. He don't have a time for debate. Okay, he has time for all these essays, right? Now let's go into this comebacks, buzzwords, and everything else.
That I know who have also been.
He's a coward. Sethikus Boza is a cowardly loser.
If content on Black Earth.
You have not seen a loser, a scumbag worse than Boza. If you go for his beard, his words, anything, you're a fucking fool. Okay, he's a Freemason. I will show you in a bit. He copies them. He's a copycat. I don't think Freemasons will accept some weirdo like this, to be honest. I think he steal their stuff and he copy them and he pretend to be like them. And the skull thing he's doing here, it's a symbol of Illuminati, by the way. Okay, Illuminati.
Welcome back. This is Sethikus Boza, the white full bag. It's been taking time.
I'm just skipping his music because it gives me this copyright easily.
There's segments on the platform. We are now at the end of May 2026, and the days are moving swift as it's been. This last entire year and a half now has been nothing but a massive fucking whirlwind. Having moved literally 5 times back and forth across this entire country this last year and a half now. Everything is finally clear again after stepping back to take care of things that were necessary. And it's now time for another level.
Also notice one thing. If you have not noticed it, watch his eyes. He always read of a AI generated script.
Of integration with the platform. Into the segment now, which is called Mega Grill Shaman Operation Nagelfar, and the Wrath of Bahana. You're gonna want to strap the fuck in, you guys. So as to get started,
Loser.
I need to make it very clear here, again, that with Black Earth Productions and Temple of the White Dragon Mystery School, that we live by a certain code. And as for those that don't live by a code, or assume that they do, or just pretend that they do, it's specific.
This fucking malignant narcissist, he's talking about all these things. Okay, I'm not going to play Lord of Sirion's stuff. Just go and read these screenshots of Boza. Okay. Now let's get into what Boza actually is. I will leave the link for this. Let's listen to this.
Throughout the civilized world, particularly the Western world, diversity abounds. We see this diversity in our socioeconomic, cultural, and ethnic.
Okay, just remember to, when you hear certain words, echelon, your aeons, this and that, catch this vocabulary, this language of these commands. Like what this person is saying, who's exposing Freemasonry, and listen and match the words that comes out of Boza's mouth and try to match them. Okay?
Differences. But hidden beneath the surface, away from the eyes of the casual observer and the merely curious, is another society altogether. A society of secrets, to coin their own phrase. This is the largely invisible world of Freemasonry. I'm Mike Mandel. For the next little while, we'll be examining the beliefs, teachings, and practices of Freemasonry. We'll be speaking with former Masons and reviewing actual Masonic literature to try to gain an objective view of this hidden fraternal order. Our conclusions may prove to be quite startling. But in order to make this material coherent, it's essential to begin with an understanding of what Freemasonry is. Freemasonry defines itself as being a system of morality. The basis of Freemasonry.
System of morality. You will always listen to these scumbags. They're talking about some sort of morality, all the while scamming people, all the while cursing people, all the while doing all sorts of criminal, immoral, unethical things, and they're preaching new morality. So as far as I have dug into this thing, morality, they see something else as morality, by the way. Okay? Freemason, I did not go deep enough into this Freemasonry stuff yet. But I have had one-to-one experience with Boza, Passio, Michael Sarion, Thunder Wizard, all the people they sucked into this madness. And they all talk about morality somehow. If you are not a person, you are not coming from these backgrounds, Freemasonry, black magic, witchcraft, this and that, because those people are into all that. Okay, I cannot help them. But if you don't come from these backgrounds, if you're not mentally ill, like you're not narcissistic, psychopathic, schizophrenic, schizoid, not schizoid, psychotic. So you will be able to understand what I'm saying. If you are all these things, if you dwell into all these things, you will not hear me even. You will follow this and you will go for face value, this and that. So I cannot do anything about it. And I'm not going to save those comebacks either. Okay, I'm not here, I'm not creating these videos to save any scumbags. I'm creating these videos for the people who get scammed, who get abused, who get fooled, who get deceived, lied to. They tell one thing to people, they do other, and then they create narrative about something else. In that narrative, they flip things, they lie about things and all stuff. So I'm going to help those people. I'm not going to help any of these comebacks. Now listen what they are saying in this.
Which all Masons go through is the Blue Lodge. The Blue Lodge being the first 3 degrees or levels of Freemasonry. Entered Apprentice, the 1st degree, Fellowcraft, the 2nd degree, and Master Mason, the 3rd degree. Most Masons never go beyond 3rd degree. Although if one chooses to go beyond the Blue Lodge, there are 2 routes that can be taken. One is the York Rite, and one is the Scottish Rite. Most Masons who decide to go past the Blue Lodge enter the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. The Scottish Rite has 32 degrees. The 32nd can lead one into the Shriners, if one so chooses. The 33rd degree, which does exist, is largely honorary. Author Ian Taylor has extensively researched the origins of modern Freemasonry.
To many people, the very word Freemasonry evokes a sense of mystery, secret society and so on. But in order to find out what they're all about, we need to know a little history. There were many humanist thinkers back in the 1500s who saw the corruption that there was in the church of the day, and they concluded that in order to
Also hear these words, mystery school and such. Okay.
get rid of that corruption, they would have to be a new world order. They had read Plato's Republic. Plato's Republic in the 1500s was now a popular work. And Plato, too, was a Greek philosopher living in the 5th century BC, and he, too, was totally fed up with the corruption that there was in government. He said, if we could have...
Do you hear these people? There's a corruption in government and all this stuff. Okay, you will understand the whole game of these psychopaths. Okay.
a group of wise men who were well paid to rule over the people, then there would be no corruption. It's a nice thought, but a rather naive one. We've seen such governments today, and they are totally corrupt. But nevertheless, there are still people today, many people, who think that it is a good idea. This then was the agenda for the humanist thinkers back in the 1500s. But in order to do that, they had to first destroy the existing world order based upon the rules of God through the king.
Boza, Passio, and all these other losers, they are that agents. They are all on payroll, and they will lie to your face that they are not, that they're fighting against something else. They're fighting against corruption. Okay, they're fighting against corrupt government, this and that. Okay,
and through the church. But to even suggest this would have been seen to be heresy in its day, and they would have lost their heads quite literally. And so they had to go into a secret society. Now, the Freemasons in that day, these were craft masons. These were the men who actually built the cathedrals of the day. They were highly skilled men, and it was like an early trade union, and they wanted to keep the secrets of their skills to themselves. Good reasons for that. And so the humanist thinkers infiltrated into the craft Masonic lodges, and they then became the speculative Masons. They were called speculative Masons by the craft Masons because they wouldn't have known a square from a compass. They were just the humanists, the idealists, the academics, and so there are within the Masonic lodges today two...
And don't fall for this thing that they are academic, this and that. No, something else is going on right now. Okay.
Types of Mason. The craft Mason, who is the genuine Mason and cuts stone and so on, and then there is the speculative Mason, and he's the humanist thinker. He's the person who his purpose is to rebuild a new world order.
Author and lecturer Ron Carlson has dedicated 2 years to researching the subject of Freemasonry.
Well, modern Masonry actually began in the year 1717 in England. The lodge was formed, and many of these things were developed after 1717 in England, and then came to America and Canada as people migrated to North America during those years, and is widely established here in North America. It's estimated close to 5 million men are involved in Freemasonry here in North America, perhaps 1 million in the Shriners.
What is Masonry in the eyes of the Freemason? What does the Mason view it to be?
Well, you find that most Masons go into Masonry viewing it simply as a fraternal organization, kind of an advanced Boy Scouts because their father or grandfather was involved in Masonry.
Boza has both sides of his grandparents involved in Freemasonry and Illuminati. I've shown this video multiple times. With his own mouth, Boza has said this. And if you don't believe me, I will, once again, he has a video with this. I forgot the name of that person. I will pull it in some other videos in the future, okay?
And they get into it naively, not realizing that it is a religious organization designed for very specific spiritual purposes.
Over the centuries, man has evolved a variety of religious beliefs and traditions. Some of these, such as Christianity.
Remember, Freemasonry is religious order, okay? They're just making you destroy your religion because that's a part of Freemason religion, okay?
Judaism and Islam are monotheistic. That is, they're based on the concept of one supreme deity. Others, such as Hinduism, are polytheistic, believing in many gods and goddesses. But one of the oldest religions is also the most universal, emerging virtually unchanged in geographically separated and radically diverse cultures. This is the religion of paganism, the worship of the moon goddess.
Listen to Boza when he promotes paganism. Like, there's a paganism when Christian calls everybody pagans, okay? And then when you talk with these scumbags, their paganism is more about witchcraft. So it's the paganism is not same as what Christian calls Hindus or other as pagan. By the way, we are not pagan like that. I don't know which definition people follow, because there's a Christian definition for paganism. There's a witchcraft people, they have their definitions. They are, I'm hearing right now that Freemasons have different definition. So what is going on with this? Okay.
And the sun god, whether they're called Isis and Osiris, Apollo and Diana, Cernunnos and
Have you heard Boza always talking about Greece and mostly Egyptian stuff? Have you? So this is why.
Arabia, or a host of other names, paganism is the same mystical religion that first emerged in ancient Babylon thousands of years ago. But what has paganism got to do with Freemasonry?
The ritual and theology of Freemasonry really originates from Egyptian paganism. And the reason for this is that, as we find, in 1717, the rituals and theology were formalized and brought together and formed the Grand Lodge in England. The reason being that there were a great many lodges throughout England and throughout Europe at that time. They all had slightly different practices. These practices had originated from the origins of the speculative Masons, which of course was Rosicrucianism. The Rosicrucians...
Passio, the same cult, One Great Work Network, he promotes Rosicrucianism, okay?
Believed in the Hermetic and Egyptian traditions.
Hermetic and Egyptian traditions that Boza, Passio, all these comebacks they promote. Can you hear these words? Can you hear these terms? Can you make any connection that who these people are? Not random people start to talk about these things. You have to understand this thing that no random people, or there are exceptions once or twice. Let's say if there is a person who's random, they speak in these terms once or twice. Not every video, every other video has a tone of Egyptian, Greece. Let me show you. You will not believe unless I will show you, okay? This is Egyptian pyramids. People don't make connections. They do not make any connections. Shamanism, future nectar, Magi grilled shaman, the mystery of they also talk about Atlantis, okay? And Bozar, he has removed those videos of what, where he has his face edited, and he was, this is Egyptian, edited. I think he has removed those videos or something. He has hidden those videos. Maybe I did not scroll down to that. Yeah, he has hidden those videos. Okay. This is Egyptian. He's sitting on a pyramid. Thoth. Okay. This is pyramid, Egyptian. He has hidden the recent videos where he was comparing himself with. Where did those videos go? Yeah, so he hid his videos also. He had a video where he edited his face. Okay. He does not do live. It cannot be on shorts. Yeah, he has hidden those videos also. Anyway, back to this Freemasonry.
And as we'll find within Freemasonry, we find Osiris, Adonis, and Isis mentioned quite frequently. So, of course, these are the Egyptian pagan symbols, pagan gods. One of the rituals that was used in some of the lodges prior to 1717, and shortly after, in fact, was the ritual of the blood initiation rite. This was where the little finger was cut and blood was shed, and this was the new member doing that, making a blood covenant with the organization.
What happens is when a Mason joins the lodge, he first enters into what is called the Blue Lodge. And the very first thing that every Mason is required to do is to go through a initiation ceremony. It's called the
initiation ceremony that Boza offers to people, that he shoves down people's throat. Black Earth Productions. Okay, let me show you. If have no doubt anymore, everything is right in front of you. The great work. Okay, I will show you about the great work also. Temple. Okay, services. Let's see what's there in services. All the rates for temple services are intact. We follow the law of Gabo. He followed the law of Gabo. Okay, where he takes your money and you have to give him something after that. And he says, this is Gabo. See, Egyptian. Okay. Mr. Lamar. This person has multiple personality disorder also. Full initiation rites, that is blended into black background so that you will not able to make out what is written here. $1,726 for full initiation rites. Okay, full initiation rite.
apprentice degree into what is called the Blue Lodge. And the very first thing that every Mason is required to do is to go through a initiation ceremony. It's called the Entered Apprentice degree.
Apprentice degree?
And in that initiation ceremony, he will be stripped of much of his clothing. A blindfold will be placed over his eyes. A noose.
Okay, they can change these ceremonies also. Okay, but initiation. Who is initiating you? Okay.
Will be placed around his neck, and he will be brought to the door of the Masonic lodge. And there a person will greet him and usher him in, and there he will come before an altar. And every Mason stands before an altar, and there
Boza has an altar, by the way.
behind the altar is a man called the Worshipful Master of the Lodge.
Today we find that when the new member joins the organization, he kneels, he's blindfolded, he's bare-breasted, and the master of the lodge touches his left breast with a sharply pointed sword.
And they are then required, with this blindfold over their eyes, to take a blood oath, not to reveal the secrets of Masonry, or they will lose their life.
Okay. Now let's listen to Boza once again. Now let's see what he's going to spew with his word salad.
Specific here, and consequences otherwise when it's violated. There will be a constant contrast and repel which manifests with those that don't live by it in terms of correspondence with us. If content on Black Earth Productions resonate with you, the code is required otherwise.
Resonate with you? Don't fall for this horse shit of resonance or this and that. Go for the facts always. Never for the feelings. Like good feelings that this person understands me. Because what these comebacks do is, on the fly, they create a generate a narrative that makes you feel like it's called love bombing. It's called idealization, co-idealization phase, where they will feed you what you want to hear. Okay? Okay, this comeback knows this much. Okay?
Wise to actually live by. And you're going to want to like these segments, continue to go through them, subscribe to the channel, and get the word out.
Continue to do how he behaves. Let's just notice all these things in this person. Do they match with him, or is he doing it for you as a hypnotic gesture, wording? You people need to understand a lot of things. Okay.
out to others in terms of support and share these segments. And if you want to take it deeper beyond the actual fucking threshold, one-on-one with me, then send me a direct message to via Black Earth Productions with an S at the end at hotmail.com for actual initiation into the mystery school at level 1 apprentice.
Mystery school, level 1 apprentice. Okay, all right. Okay.
Every Mason puts his thumb to his throat, and he swears a blood oath not to open and given to the beasts of the field. And these pagan blood oaths are taken to swear them to secrecy, so they will not reveal the secrets of what they will learn as they progress through the Masonic Lodge. Now, most men will go into the Scottish Rite and progress on through 32 degrees, and in each one of those degrees, they give worship to different gods and deities, Egyptian gods, Persian gods, Greek gods, and they go through a series.
Okay, that's why Boza always talks about Greek gods, Egyptian gods. I did not hear him talk about Persian god so far, but we will see. But he is more into these Greek, Greco-Egyptian stuff.
Of rituals. Now, much of this is covered up by symbols and allegories, so that Masons, as they go through it, don't fully understand what they're doing.
In the blue degrees,
This is exactly what this comeback does with these symbols he has here. Okay, all these symbols. Why does this person has all these symbols? Okay.
and initiate is initiated into the Egyptian trinity of the ancient mysteries of Egypt. And this Egyptian trinity is hidden from the initiate. He does not know at all what he is being initiated into. It's not even mentioned.
But if they would read their authoritative books which explain the symbols and the allegories, it becomes very obvious what they're involved in. They're involved in pagan, idolatrous worship, much of it based upon the Kabbalah, which is the ancient Jewish book of the
Did you hear Kabbalah?
occult.
It is based on Egyptian paganism and the worship of nature, is really what it is. It is based on the worship of the male regenerative power, the female regenerative power, okay, and their product.
Have you heard Boza talking about these things? I have. Bio. What was the term he used? Bio-spiritual regenesis something. Okay.
Any historian will readily agree that paganism is and was essentially a nature religion. Its rituals were intentionally designed around the
That's why these people call it natural law, nature religion. They have nothing to do with actual natural law. Okay, this is something else going on in this.
phases of the moon, the seasons and the vernal equinox, etc. Rituals were developed to encourage abundant crops, usually by seeking the blessing of the sun, the giver of warmth, and the counterbalance of the moon, the timepiece for planting and harvesting. From this duality of worship, the sun and moon, light and darkness, active and passive, male and female, paganism developed fertility rites based upon the sex act, and more specifically, the reproductive organs themselves.
This is one of the reasons why Masons, when they enter the lodge, are required to put on a white lambskin apron. Masons wear this white lambskin apron as a covering of what they ultimately believe is the Masonic deity, what they call the generating principle of life. You know, they wear the square and compass, and in the center is a G. You see it on the Masonic lodges.
Have you heard Pastor talking about the G?
Is where they have the square and compass with the G. Some Masons will tell you it means the geometric, the geometry of the universe, or it means God. Actually, their own books say it's the generating principle of life, that the compass or the square represents the female, and the compass coming down upon her represents the male that impregnates the female. And this generating principle, the male organ, is what brings immortality in life. You see, when they talk about immortality, they are talking about recreating life through the sexual act.
All right. Now let's get back to Boza again.
And to take it further yet, if you haven't already, which moves next to level 2 adept Ulfadnar training. If you haven't done so yet, after level 1 along with continued follow-up sessions, everyone needs to understand that there is no limit to them and is always encouraged in order to keep going further with everything. And in terms of accountability to the code that we live by, you can take a part of the code of the dragon.
Boza's comeback, he says these words, accountability, this and that, for three basic reasons. First of all, this comeback takes no accountability of anything. Okay, anything. Those people who have not come in contact with this comeback, they will not understand this thing. First thing that. Second thing, he does this thing to like people he has scammed to make them angry with this. Okay. Third thing, he does this thing for unwitting people who hear these words, accountability, consequence, this they hear these things. They don't know what this comeback actually is doing. So he keep them in a semi-hypnotic trance with these words. Okay?
To courage, honor, fidelity.
Courage, honor, fidelity. This coward, he hid behind women. He hid behind hags. He hid behind other men. He made those people to fight his fight. He's talking about courage. Okay? He's talking about honor.
Discipline.
Discipline. This comeback is talking about discipline.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Hospitality. He has opened a hotel or something? He even understand the meaning of these words? Or he just find these words from internet and he just throw these things?
Industriousness, self-reliance, perseverance, along with trust, respect, accountability, and having a no bullshit attitude in terms of anything.
Right now he's spewing these words. When you will meet this comeback and you dig deeper enough, not fell for these words, you will see that he's saying these things so that you behave with these things with this comeback. He's not going to behave with you with these things, by the way. Okay? So trust this and that, all the whole shit he's spewing. He's conditioning you, he's programming you so that you can behave like this, so that he can easily scam you and he can easily go away with his scam and abuse and everything else. And you will be always like, you will try to think that maybe I made some mistake. Maybe he's mad because I did not do this or this or this or this or this or this. Okay? You will not have enough time to identify that this comeback has, like, he never does this thing. It's for you to be subservient toward him. Okay? A scumbag who talks in these terms, who's creating videos and who's telling you these things through virtue signaling, people don't understand or hear, don't want to listen. They just want to follow this ideal image of a scumbag who looks like a, I don't know, who lives like this in a black hole with black and white filter always. These are all for deception. Everything that is present in front of your in your screen right now, it is for deception. Or even the words, this word salad he's throwing, hospitality.
When it comes to actual fucking evil, I may at some point do an entire segment in context to the code of the Dragon Wolf, because there's more to it than what I just mentioned. These, however, are some of the main tenets required with Temple of the White Dragon, with everyone who would assume to be actual active members with the Mystery School.
Okay, tenants. Scumbag is talking about tenants here.
And this is what they are covering with the white lambskin apron. This is why a woman can never be a Mason. She does not have the generating principle of life, which they proudly wear on their lapel as the square and compass and the G.
Freemasonry uses Egyptian pagan symbols quite often, and we can see that. And one that comes to mind is the obelisk. The obelisk is a tall pillar in stone, tapered and square in section with a pyramidion on top, and that was used among the Egyptians as a resurrection symbol. And the idea was it was actually a phallic symbol. It stood tall and erect, and it was used to procreate, and one was resurrected through one's offspring, and that was the argument. Well, the same thing applies today, and we find that
Let's see if we have the symbol in Boza's videos or not. Who knows? Okay, who knows? Do we have a symbol? He constantly is hiding many videos, so I cannot show you. He is always constantly hiding. I'm pretty much sure I've seen at least one video where he had this symbol.
Where Freemasons are buried, for instance, very often it'll be a obelisk that's used as a grave marker. Sir John A. Macdonald, first Prime Minister of Canada, or George Washington, first President of the United States. Their grave markers both contain obelisks, and sometimes even the obelisk will even contain the compass and square to indicate quite clearly where they're coming from.
But can this really be true? It seems incredible that Freemasonry, this system of morality, may actually be veiled paganism, and only lightly veiled at that.
When these scumbags they talk about morality, they're talking about this morality.
And you're not going to find anything else out there quite like this in terms of what has been built. Save those I'm in network with who understand the code in their own right. And this is the code that we all live by in terms of the base foundation of whatever.
He do not live by any of these codes. Okay? This is a honey trap. He spews these things because I had one-to-one experience with this scumbag. Okay? He tried to pull all these things onto me, and I can still, to this day, today, I still have all his garbage saved. Okay? And I can still show you that this scumbag has zero morality, zero ethics. He's a coward, he's a loser. Okay? He's a scum, absolute scum. He hide behind old women. When times arrives, he hide behind old women, let alone other men. Just imagine a grown man is hiding behind old women to save him. Just imagine that. Okay?
We are pursuing and whatever we are manifesting. And with all of the pseudo-spiritual bullshit that I continue to see spring up out there, everything that I've been witnessing in a certain place of silent observation for quite a while now.
Silent observation. This scumbag was silently observing me. He's talking about me right now. Okay? Okay? Because I handed this scumbag and his whole cult's ass to their hand. Okay? This scumbag went into hiding. He unleashed. First, this scumbag tried to make me fight with a person named Thunder Wizard for no reason. Then he activated Michael Tessarion. He made me fight with that scumbag. Then he activated Sethikus, this Mark Passio. He made me fight that. Alright? This cowardly loser eunuch is hiding behind these people, and in the beginning also, when these people were not involved, he was virtue signaling and dog whistling to them to fight those so that those people will fight with me. And he was saying all sorts of crazy things to them. He fed them all sorts of lies about me. Okay? And those comebacks, since they know this comeback and they don't listen to anybody, they never understood that what actually went down, and they don't give a fuck about anything, any truth, any morality, anything, as long as their business is running. And it is a business. It's a network of psychopaths. All right?
To the current proceedings of the procession of the grand cycle and blatant atavistic betrayal factors that have manifested like clockwork in terms of the current timeline, exactly like I said that they were going to be. You can go
Exactly that. What? What the fuck is he even saying?
go back and track it. And the irony is beyond measure, and the trajectory again, which was split right down the fucking middle in terms of the ancient future. These individuals I speak of now are nothing to do with what's known as the true Guardian Alliance, which as for those.
This scumbag, he threw these words. Nobody knows. Nobody studied this predator as much as I have studied. He pulled things like um, uh, cosmic council. There's some council whom he was a member of. Okay, he threw around a lot of things. Emerald tablet keeper, something. He make these random weird things, and he plays himself as at some position in his fantasy. By the it's all fantasy, and he says that he is a prominent member of something, something, something. When you ask this scumbag, where's the evidence? Show me. You're talking about order of Emerald Order, this and that, and member of Wisdom Council, this and that. So any evidence? He just throw around these terms. So when he throw around these terms, ask this scumbag for some evidence. Without evidence, I can say that I'm the president of, let's say, United States. Would it be true? Can I prove this thing? No. But I can say this. I can say this. I can say whatever. So this how this scumbag he throw these words around. Okay.
Who would assume that they know the difference of what that is, or even have the audacity to claim to be a part of that, not knowing the difference, especially in terms of what I'm going to be getting into.
And this scumbag says that claims to be this and that. Nobody claims anything with this scumbag. Nobody is mentally ill and deluded and all sorts of fucked up in their head like he is. All right. So he throw these things around so that it can make a narrative. Nobody speaks in these terms. Anything. This comebacks, he just make these things where he blame shift on other people when other people never say, do anything. So that's how he smear other people. Okay, all the while presenting himself as if some valid, superior, good person, under attack, very wise, this and that. This is called virtue signaling. Okay.
With this segment, I've seen this thrown around by idiots full of nothing but hubris who have no idea what.
Does he even understand the meaning of these terms, hubris? Let me show you the meaning of hubris first. I think this illiterate street shit eater don't understand the meaning of hubris. Overbearing pride or presumptions, arrogance. Excessive pride, presumption, or arrogance, overbearing pride or presumption. Okay, that's called hubris. Now look at this comeback's his mug face now, and tell me who looks to have who is living in a hubris.
That actually even means, or what it actually requires to its actual fucking counsel. And all these individuals who are liars claiming to be that. I've witnessed them advocate every kind of pseudo-spiritual escapist
Pseudo-spiritual escapist. When this comeback, he's literally telling you things from anime. Have you watched these cartoons on TV or somewhere? He watched anime movies, and I can show you still in his own channel. Let me show you. Okay.
that I know who have also been confirming it. These types are potentially 100% taken over and are 100% compromised otherwise in context. So,
okay, well, I will respond to this compromises and that whole shit. There's something going on with my laptop right now. Okay.
others that I know who have also been confirming it. These types are potentially 100%.
Okay. Let me show you this comeback pseudo spirituality. Go to his playlists. And yay! This comeback, he read you things of fan wikis. Afro-Sumeria director's cut. Sub-Itia. Sub-Ita. Okay. Okay. This is spirituality.
taken over and are 100% compromised otherwise in context. So fill your cups up to the brim.
Obviously a scumbag who's hiding something, who will, like some scumbag who's into all these things, he will hide in plain sight by blaming others, by blame shifting or smearing others. I've shown you things that are right in front of your face. I've shown you everything here. So who's compromised here? If you don't believe this thing is still even, let me show you. One great work network. By the way, search the meaning of great work. You will see and tell me, where did that term come from? Freemasonry. They're doing one great work to bring new world order. New world order. What do you see here? What do you see here? What do you see here? Who's compromised? Who's compromised?
To overflow and drink to your fucking fill, you fucking cucks. Everything was warned. This is why I was banned
This cuck who hides behind old hags and other men, he's running his mouth.
before, as it's been. And these types weren't. So keep going with it. Continue to run out headlong and chase that proverbial finish line and give yourselves to the overextension of your very soul and throw it to be caught in all the nets, traps, and snares laid before you. You're the very reason why the fates
This comeback is, by the way, is projecting toward me right now. All the whole shit he's spewing about me. Okay?
themselves weep for what's been woven in context. Those who continue to co-sign everything that will turn on you and devour your minds and templating and trade you the fuck out instead of knowing how to truly ignite core intelligence.
Core intelligence. This imbecile, this scumbag, this utter bum from the street, he cannot spell WASTE properly. He spell it WASIST. He's talking about core intelligence. He's talking about core intelligence.
And who have the zeal and fire to know the actual truth and live it. This world has truly become nothing more than an insane clown show of two-faced liars and golems that have no idea who the fuck they actually are or how things actually
Look at a golem who lives in a hole in darkness, who's two-faced, by the way. People who did not get initiated from him, and just challenge this comeback. Challenge this comeback enough. The problem here is, usually the people who fall for his toxic words, they are empty in their head. So they take everything for a fact he spews. They're so impressed with his horseshit words that he, by the way, pull from internet because they sound good. They never see past that ever. Okay.
work in terms of reality, let alone on these levels. And you get all these people running out into
Do you think this person is living in reality? Who calls himself dragon? And people would say that no, he's just no. This person actually believes he's a dragon. Okay, he actually believes. Let me show you his disorder, the extent of his disorder. Here's this video. Go watch this video from the beginning. In this video, he's saying that he's a descendant of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee timeline. Okay, he's a descendant of Bruce Lee.
having to go underground and being burned at the fucking stake, metaphorically
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
It's just a pale reflection of the psychic war, the internet manifestation. I appreciate you. And I know other people do. It's got a systematic.
I don't want to overcrowd you. Just watch first 20 to 25 minutes from this video and you will hear this comeback claiming that He's a descendant of Bruce Lee. He's a dragon. He's an actual dragon. Okay, that's why he has this beard, all this thing, all his get up, his cosplay dress and makeup and everything. That is for that.
Do all of it thinking that they know what the fuck is going on, and you motherfuckers have no idea what's actually going on. And I've unfortunately not been wrong this entire fucking time. And I will
He has been absolutely wrong about everything. In fact, 6 years ago, I told this comeback about Donald Trump. I told this comeback, if you watch my other video, previous video, I talked about AI, I talked about Elon Musk, I talked about space programs and all this stuff. And that is all true. And this comeback, he was denying all those things. What this comeback does is he leaves hooks in. If you bring any topic with this person, when you discuss anything with this comeback, you will see that he's all over the place. He's talking all sorts of angles, and you will think that what the fuck is this person even doing? Sometimes you will feel like he's not even talking about with you. He's just talking over you. He's just mixing everything. He's spewing his madness, and later on he will say that, see, I told you this, and you'll say, what, when? Then he will pull where he uttered a word, or there was a topic that was discussed and you were talking about something, so he was present there, he will make it about himself. Okay, all right.
continue to give voice to expose it no matter what. Because it all keeps proving how easy it is to enslave people. And because all of them are a part of making it happen and are enemies among us. You're going to know the difference even more now going into
This comeback, he charges you $1,726 for a session. Obviously he knows how easy it is to fool people. Obviously he knows.
2028. I warned that people were primed for invasion in 2020 in terms of the needle craft
And this term he's using, primed, by the way, he stole from me. He literally stole this term from me.
via Debok AI. And this is 100% proven now. And not
He talked about debug when he was talking about COVID. Okay, not AI or anything. All right.
only to the betrayal factors in terms of the ancient past, but again to our current procession and this current hour that we are in on a repeat of a repeat. Do you understand? And to the fact that all of them
Yeah, so repeat after repeat. What do you mean? Do you want days to be something else? Do you want reality to be something else? That one day it's day, another day it's something else. You're floating in the universe. What does he mean? Repeat after repeat. Obviously, things repeat. Day repeats, night repeat, seasons repeat. The process of life repeats itself. What the fuck does he mean even? This comeback, he throws around these things to fool people, as if he's talking about something wise.
are all doing and did exactly what the Dark Ones did in ancient times in terms of the great betrayal and treason against this entire fucking realm and against humanity while claiming to set forth the path of liberation, let alone so-called ascension, and are nothing but fake-ass lying pieces of verminous shit who hide behind masks and cloaks and claims of spiritualism.
Like he does. He's hiding behind this mask. He claims to be spiritual. Have you ever seen a spiritual person who looks like a fucking, I don't even know what to say, a clown with a filter? So at times this person is confessing about himself. He's still projecting his disorder onto other people.
Understand that this is exactly how the false light operates. And those who are ignorant of these facts are not initiated in terms of the actual fucking occult to know the difference, let alone know the actual occult history to know the difference.
Occult is a garbage. Okay? Anybody who talks about occult is a charlatan. Because reality does not operate in terms of occult. Reality operates in terms of science, in terms of, like, reality, if it is occurring, it cannot be hidden. Whoever is talking about occult is a charlatan. Sethikus Boza is a fucking charlatan. Okay?
Just like every other fucktard on earth that does not actually get it yet still. Overtly distracted by nonsense and obsessed with the form of things rather than their actual function, and are exploited and blinded by the Dark Ones on every level in terms of everything.
Exploited by a scumbag. Exploited by scumbags who follow same things and who pretend to bash same thing. If you think that this is Mark Passio, what am I even talking about? Why am I connecting these people? Okay, let me show you Boza here. Boza is a member of this cult. Let me show you. Or did he get kicked out from this? Yeah, see. Can you see his? Can you see his mug face here? Can you see this? Can you see? This is what he is.
I've even warned certain individuals directly and got nothing but the weeping and the gnashing of teeth and psychological projections revealing their true nature. Because you really don't want the truth. You need narratives.
All right. A fucking cowardly eunuch who follow these things is saying somebody else is doing it. By the way, these comebacks are Satanist. I will show you other documentaries also. There's a lot of stuff that I've been through. Now I know who these comebacks actually are. And people who don't even still don't listen to me and who are about to get initiated by this comeback, be like vigilant about these things, what I'm saying, and try to notice these things. You will go to this comeback, and when he will hand you over some libraries, this and that, he will hand you over things from Madame Blavatsky's stuff. All these things, Madame Blavatsky, Solomonic magic, your Kabalion, he's emphasized more on Kabalion, by the way, and your this hermetic principles. Okay, and all these things point toward this thing.
The point within a circle is one of the more prominent Masonic symbols. Past Grand Master Albert Mackey teaches in his Symbolism of Freemasonry, page 353, the point within a circle is derived from sun worship and is in reality of phallic origin. It is a symbol of the universe, the sun being represented by the point, while the circumference is the universe. Mackey states further in his Manual of the Lodge, page 56, the phallus was an imitation of the male generative organ. It was represented to worship these powers as the creative force in nature. Albert Pike was Grand Commander of Scottish Rite Freemasonry in the 1800s. From his book, Morals and Dogma, the sun and moon represents the two grand principles of all generations, their life, and derive God and the moon goddess in various
arts such as divination, getting in contact with the dead through media.
Moore was a practicing member of a coven of witches.
Ritual for me, that is, I was constantly on a day-to-day basis reading, searching, as well as practicing arts such as divination, getting in contact with the dead through mediums, tarot cards, crystal balls, everything that we would consider occult, I was involved in.
There's a great deal of symbolism in witchcraft itself.
All right, and if you still don't believe me, let me show you your. I have to prove everything, and people still don't want to listen. Is your grandmaster Mark Passio doing a tarot reading and teaching you Kabbalah.
And yeah, you can kind of start by compare and contrasting this presentation versus the other one we did in kind of the child's game, and this is more big boy stuff.
So previously we looked at death. So this is internal aspects. These are the bottom of a tree as the root. Da'at is what the tarot cards really mean. So I'm going to do this in two
tarot reading. Okay. And if he is still going to gaslight you into believing this scumbag who's projecting something on somebody else, you think he's compromised or somebody else is compromised.
To co-sign your cognitive bias because you're not willing to actually see them.
Now he has stolen all the terms I've exposed using psychological things, and I was expecting this comeback to steal these things. What he does is he collect this vocabulary where he confuse people with these words. You will never see this. These things are not just words, they are to observe and analyze in a person. Cognitive bias, that's why I was not talking about psychology and all stuff, because this scumbag, he still thinks and he project these things like this person is a malignant narcissist, so he has to stay hidden. So how he stay hidden? When people expose this person, when people show his deranged and fucked up behavior, what this scumbag does is he blame whatever people are exposing this scumbag with onto the people who are exposing him. Okay, this is what this scumbag does.
The fucking truth. And you need to understand that when this happens, these motherfuckers are literally being worked through by lesser forces, and this has always been the fucking trick. I can literally see clearly and know that these people are not who the fuck they even claim to be, and are quite literally being hosted by shit that is not human anymore.
Yeah, Freemason is telling you these things, you should believe a Freemason.
Many of the implements used have significance in terms of natural elements, such as the wand representing air, the athame, a sword representing fire, a chalice with water, and a pentagram representing.
So I will leave the link for this video under the comments as well as description. You can watch this, and I wanted to play this one as well. I will also leave the link for this.
6 feet tall. Sometimes they exceeded 6'3" in height, and males exceeding 6'6" have been uncovered. The ordinary people.
So yeah, it's a lot of things to be covered in one video. Let me give you a summary of this scumbag. Sethikus Boza is a narcissist, a psychopath. No common person have their eyebrows like this permanently, like this. Okay, if you see somebody with eyebrows like this, with facial expressions like this, know that you are dealing with an absolute scumbag. Okay, and what this scumbag does is, when he gets exposed and all that stuff, a lot of people, they don't understand. And what this scumbag is doing, he's stealing things from psychology, he's stealing things from anime, fan wikis, anything, and he create a word salad speech where he throw these words that people think that this scumbag knows the meaning about or anything. Okay, and he create this speech, all these facade and everything else, and he's constantly attacking other people. So people think that this scumbag is fighting some fight and he's a good person or something. All right, all the while fooling you with the terms. If you watch my videos, I've been exposing these scumbags. I've exposed these scumbags. He's just reverting those things, reverting and projecting. What this scumbag does is, when he's projecting, he make it about somebody else. He always hide his stuff. He always make there's a thing called ego dystonic and egocentric. So something that he don't like in himself, this mentally ill disease scumbag, he attribute those things onto somebody else. Okay? Like he's a Satanist, he's a Freemason, he's a mental ill patient. So what he will do in his narrative, it's not me, it's them. They are they are possessed, they are all sorts of things. Okay? Who looks possessed to you here? If you have a functional brain, look at this comeback's face and look at my face and tell me who looks possessed to you. Okay?
Wake the fuck up. If the world knew what's been created again and
This cowardly unit, he hides in a military space. His father, or somebody loser like him, was from some military army. A lot of people, they told me that they are actively trying to search this comeback, to beat him up or something. They told me this thing. I don't know whether they were making fun of this thing, they were lying to me or anything, but they told me that they are actively searching for this comeback. And he hid in some military facility somewhere, in a hole that is totally disconnected from civilized world. Okay, he lives in a wooded area somewhere. Okay, very isolated, disconnected from the reality. All right, this is the state of this comeback.
in terms of the true Guardian Alliance when it comes to the Magog Grail Shaman. Temple of the White Dragon has stood at the helm of that, among others that are part of the True Council, actual bloodline lineages to legacy on Earth for over 15 fucking years.
Okay, let's go into this.
Earth, and these would be combined in various manners in order to take advantage of the spiritual forces that were felt to be in operation at that particular time.
And it was heavily ritualistic with the wearing of robes, the drawing of magic circles, the invoking of gods to aid the practitioner, as well as just anything you would do, even if it was not in a formal ritual, always had something to do with ritual. Even if it was casting a spell, you would always light the candles, bring out the elements, set up your altar.
Some of the parallels between Freemasonry and witchcraft show such a similarity that it cannot possibly be coincidental. Similarities in ritual, wording, and symbolism are so close in several instances that it clearly suggests a common origin. To examine this possibility, I spoke with a number of former Masons and compared their Blue Lodge initiations with the experiences of former occultists.
In the initiation in Freemasonry, we had to be recommended by another Mason.
Okay, he's sucking you into all this thing.
The secrets of witchcraft.
Well, when you are in the room, this blindfold is taken away from you.
Okay, I will leave the link for this video under the comment. This is what Boza is. All his grunt for 3 hours 49 minutes. It's about this.
It's 98% of everything that's required otherwise versus the 2% of contrast you may deal with if you don't know how to ward your shit and you don't live by a certain fucking code.
By the way, Boza, all these fancy words and these fancy ideas he's throwing here, he steals these things from AI. AI, he generates his scripts through AI. He edits his videos through AI. And then he will preach you that AI is bad thing. AI is bad. All the cuts you see in his videos, they are because he processes his videos with AI. Just imagine a person hating AI, using AI. Why does he say that he hates AI, this and that? So that you will not use AI, internet, anything to search his claims. Okay? Okay? This scumbag is neck deep into AI. And he's preaching you that no, AI is a bad thing. Okay?
Why do you think it manifests otherwise? You're letting it the fuck in the back door.
I have to watch this video, by the way. What is this scumbag is spewing here?
And all this greatly deals with a certain level of challenge. Again, we can never grow or evolve. And when you start to fall into all of the stagnation and entropy, you can't blame these parasitic entities for showing the fuck up to a dead corpse in terms of
Boza is possessed by a demon of Aleister Crowley. He's possessed by Aleister Crowley, by the way. Okay, Sethikus Boza is also possessed by Hitler's ghost. Sethikus Boza is possessed by sometimes you will see when you and I'm not just making this thing up. When you observe this scumbag, when you keep his this close or sometimes his video and you listen to him, you see that there's no coherence in him. There's always some split. It's like somebody else take over him. If you listen to him in the beginning, he's behaving differently. In the middle, he's behaving differently. In the end, he's behaving differently. There's a split personality going on with this person. It is very subtle. Only a few people can see this thing. But if you watch this person closely, you will see that it's like some spirits. They are exchanging his body constantly. This person is demon possessed. He has dwelled into black magic. He was into Satanism. He used to draw a pentagram in his friend's basement and he used to conjure demons. He used to go onto a crossroad. He used to conjure demons there. So he is compromised long ago. And how do I know these things? Because the friend whose basement he was using to conjure spirits, they came to my channel, YouTube. They wrote comments. I discussed with them and they told me about his history. Okay? Now what he does is he projects this thing onto other people so that he will get clear from his Satanism. These people are Satanist and Sethikus Boza is a Satanist. Mark Passio is a Luciferian Satanist. And they are ashamed of being Satanist and they hide these things. So when somebody exposes these Satanists, these scumbags, these occultists, these losers, so what they do is they blame others. They create a narrative, and in that narrative they say that this person is this person is that. Okay, now see, you will see a different personality now
of what I'm presenting, let alone attempting to make happen otherwise. I am asking for assistance because all of this, with all of us,
don't waste your time with this comeback. He's asking for assistance, this and that. He will destroy your life. This person is a malignant narcissist. Okay, I was talking about his personality distortion. Let's see.
Ben, and these types weren't. So keep going with it. Continue.
It's like somebody just possessed him. Now see here.
Not training. If you haven't done so yet after level 1, along with continued follow-up sessions, everyone needs to understand that there is no limit to them and is always encouraged in order to keep going further.
Very soft spoken, very nice person. Okay.
With everything. And in terms of accountability to the code that we live by.
Okay. And out of nowhere, he started to growl.
And can also fall into hardcore addictions with multiple things to that path of self-destruction and escape.
Watch it.
Experiences when you have a certain premonition reveal itself and can happen where information and actual.
Watch this.
But here's where you cultivate skin of steel that cannot be crossed or fucked with. You have
this whole different personality. It's subtle. You need to closely watch his videos. This video, other video, you will always see his videos are usually divided into 3 or 4 segments. Okay. After the break, when he returns, there's another personality. Before the break, there was other personality. He always becomes something else. So spirits take over his body and leave, and he don't even realize that what's going on with him. Okay.
to be contained. And in terms of the true
look at his face now. Do you see a demon here?
Prophecy, the white dragon prophecy, the actual secrets of the Toponi tablet with the Hopi.
Okay, he's a demon possessed scumbag who has dwelled into Satanism, occultism, and he's mentally ill. He literally has mental disorders. So yeah, I should stop here. If you have to waste your time, there are a lot of people who will still waste their time, who will still feed this demon, this golem, this satanic scum. Okay, who will still fall for these words. So nobody can help those people. They will be devoured by this scumbag later on, once he has siphoned off their money, the time, their knowledge, everything else. Toward the end, when he will kick them, they will realize that. The thing is, a lot of people who contact this person, they're dumb, so they don't even investigate, they don't even challenge, verify, they don't even, they're order followers. They don't type a simple word on Google or somewhere to get the original definition of those things. Okay, they fall for this scumbags toxic words. Right now we have a lot of AI. Why not just type a concept into AI? Okay, I know this scumbag has talked about all these things when this scumbag is using AI to edit videos, to write scripts. Why not you can? But I mean, if AI is so bad, he should stay away from the AI. Why is he using AI? Why is he reading scripts generated by AI?
Have only been
Look at his
left
eyes.
concealed otherwise. They don't even know what the fuck it all means. And here, I will share one secret.
By the way, when he screams like this, people think that that's original emotions. No, he's reading off a script and then he scream like that. So it's a whole theatrics going on. Like an actor, you give an actor a line and he pretend. That's what Boza does. He is literally reading off a teleprompter or another screen right now. Follow his eyes and just imagine a person who's screaming and all stuff and who's saying that AI this and AI that. He's using AI to write his scripts.
And make it public. Here to prove that I know what the fuck I'm saying in terms of my position, which is to a certain meaning of what is on the back of that particular tablet, showing that humanity has been castrated in terms of higher consciousness because they have refused to seek the actual truth.
So people think when he inject his fake emotions while reading a script, they think that this person is authentic. Just imagine the insanity. Imagine the insanity of this person and people who go for this thing with his fake emotions. Reading a script and then like theater playing his emotions. What do you mean? I mean, when he was writing these things through a prompt with the AI, did he have these emotions then or not? So people don't make connections. People are I don't know. Yeah, obviously stupid people fall for such cult leaders and all stuff. I never if you say that, I also know. I still, from the day one to this day, I still fought against his bullshit. Okay, and it's been 6.5 years. So no, I did not for a second fall for his bullshit. But there are people who fall for all these things, who are lazy, who are easily malleable, who are naive, even, who fall for this thing instead of just searching somewhere from their own personal means. If you're not fan of AI, note these words down, terms down, and do a Google research. If you don't like Google, also read a book, find a dictionary, physical dictionary. Try to do your research and understand that all these buzzwords, when somebody is using these buzzwords, reading of a script, pretending to be some mad this and that, it's all theater play. All narcissists live in a shared fantasy that they share with their victims or people. They love attention. Whoever listen to them, they make them participate in this shared fantasy. So this person is living in a shared fantasy where he thinks he's a dragon, he's all sorts of things, he's something important. He invent these orders and everything else from Egyptian background, some background. Okay, he tried to pretend to be something important. This is narcissism. Yeah, I know people will not understand. It's a waste of my time. So there's this is another attempt to wake people up. They will not wake up. There's a saying in Hindi, or in Hindi, where they say that my murderer is my judge. I mean, a person who's pretending to be judge is the one who has murdered me. Okay, so a psychopath has two faces. One face pro-social, other face like Dexter Morgan was a like perfect example. So there's a Bay Harbor butcher within this comeback that he unleash behind the scenes on people. In front of this person, he pretends to be pro-social and this and that. He's a malignant narcissistic scum, and he has many, many disorders. Malignant narcissism is just one disorder. I've seen other, there's a terminology called comorbidity, where a person is disorder in more than one thing. Okay, it's not a medical diagnosis, it's my analysis about this, because I'm not a psychologist, so I cannot make medical diagnosis on such people. I don't have that authority, but I can analyze, since I've studied psychology properly, so I can analyze these comebacks. A person who looks like this and who says that he's authentic, like, he's not authentic right now even. Okay, you don't know what his face actually looks like. Okay, so although this comeback spews these things, this is for a hypnosis, for a shared fantasy that he, for a narrative that he generates, for you to hook into that so that his business can go. He need help from people. Why does this person need help from people? He did not he say that self-reliant and all the stuff here? Hospitality, whatever happened to that? Because he need narcissistic supply. He is a bum, he's a parasite, he's a predator. Why don't people listen to me? So I should just stop here. Thanks so much.